actually in the screen?
Yep, you're right in the bullseye middle. And it's recording. I don't like it.
Why?
Because you're not smiling or anything.
Well, I'm not ready to shoot yet. Hi there everyone, FG again. This is a continuation of the solar and portable power video series. This is video number 3. These are a couple of toys that I picked up at a pretty good price. The company is called EcoFlow. These are known as Delta 2s, and they were having what you might call pre-Amazon Prime days, but we're not Amazon, but we're going to pre-Amazon. So they were having their own flash sale right before Amazon did theirs. So anyway, normally these things are about $1,600 to $1,800 for this pair, and you're probably thinking, wow, that's an awful lot of money. And yeah, sure, for most people, including me, it is. Let me see if I can scoot forward here a little bit and get you a view. So the unit on the right is the primary. You can see in the video there's USB ports and some other items in the front, and in the back is 120 volt power outlets and a 12 volt port and a recharging port. The unit on the right is an extension battery which doubles the capacity in watt hours or amp hours. I got these as a pair for $8.99, which I thought was a very good deal. So their storage capability is rated as 2000 amp hour. If you go back to refer to videos 1 and 2 of the ones that I built with lead acid batteries, the storage capacity for those units, the 6 batteries in their total, is 48 amp hour. This is 2000. The 48 amp hour weighs about 42 pounds. These two together, 2000 amp hour, weigh about 54 pounds. Of course, you're going, how can that possibly be? Because the technology used in these is light years ahead of what I built. Mine were leftover batteries, basically from the Stone Age. Lead acid batteries have been around since the late 1800s. These are using lithium iron phosphate batteries, which are much lighter for their rated capacity. So if you look at the screens right now, you'll see if I can move in here a little bit. You can see the power being drawn right now. I'm running on battery straight. I did not have it plugged in to getting recharged from the wall socket right now. And I'm running, let's see if I can pan back. This is like a little beer refrigerator that we have in the library. Yeah, you can see some of my extra books stacked on top. I'm running out of room. I got to get more bookcases. I only have 13. It's not enough. Yeah, anyway, I love to read if you can't tell. So let me pan back to here, get back to the important stuff. So here's the front, like I said, of the primary unit. Now, this little guy over here is a fan, but it's also a heater. So if you watch the display in the front here, I am going to activate the heat function. I don't know if you can hear on the video clearly or not, the cooling fan inside the Delta 2 just turned on because the draw went up, and so now it's cooling its 56 volt battery pack to 120 volt AC inverter. And the Vornado is putting out some decent heat. It's cooking me here. Let me see if I can tilt the stand here a little bit and maybe get you a better view of the display. Hopefully that's clear. So it's pulling 1610 watts total with the refrigerator and this heater over here plugged in, and the display above it, right with this 1610, and then it's flickering from like 0796 to 0801. What that's doing is showing that it's pulling power from the auxiliary battery. If I pan over here, you can see the auxiliary battery is showing that it's not collecting any power input, which is correct because it's not plugged into anything, and it's outputting the same amount of power as is being shown inputting over here, which of course would make perfect sense because they are tied together. I'm gonna pan back here a little bit again. And so that's what we have there. And I'm going to go ahead and turn heater off again. Now it's just running on fan. Now you're going to see the output drop precipitously. Yep, it's down to 30 watts output now. And you can also see that it's only pulling from the battery about 48 watts, and what it's doing now is equalizing. If you see, there's 80% capacity on the primary, 82% on the battery unit. They will never be absolutely 100% in lockstep. They're always going to bounce a little bit back and forth, and that's pretty normal. That's to be expected. They're transferring power through that heavy cable there you can see on the side. Unfortunately, when you stack them, there's no connector that just automatically drops in and allows power to flow from one to the other. So you do have this bulky communication and power cable. It's nice at least that it's all combined into one, and you don't have to plug in an Ethernet cable or anything like that to enable the communications between the two, because the external battery is also a smart unit. So between the two, they figure out what they're doing. If you see right up here in the corner, you can see a little guy spinning, and that's showing that something is happening on the inputs. That goes away when it's just sitting and it's just in resting mode. There is an app, of course, for these, just like everybody else. So it's free from EcoFlow. You just pick Delta 2, you download it, and it will talk to it via Bluetooth, and you can control all its functions. You can do a lot of programming things when it turns on and off, all sorts of items like that. You can turn on the USB ports separately from the 120 or the 12-volt outlet in the back. All of those can be controlled as individual groups, which is really nice. I find it overall so far to be a very well-built unit. It has a 5-year warranty if you register your serial numbers, which I did yesterday. I've only had it a couple of days, so I haven't had a real long time to play with it, but so far it seems to be pretty neat. The total storage capacity, I think I'd already mentioned, was 2,000 watt hours, and the maximum output draw using what they call XBoost is 2,200 watts, although they recommend usually running with XBoost just parked or in the background, I guess you could say. You can turn that on and off, so it doesn't have to be even engaged. If not, you're looking at about 1,800 watts, which really is not bad. You're not going to be able to run big heaters or a full-size stove or anything like that. But I was able to run my full-size home refrigerator for about 9 hours. So these definitely could be helpful in a power outage. And the other thing that's neat is these can also be directly tied to a solar panel. So if you looked at video 2 with the Victron controller, these don't require a Victron. They have basically the equivalent built in already, which can handle power coming in from the solar panels and direct it over to the batteries as required, which I think is another great feature. So these really could be recharged from any 120 volt AC source, any 12 volt DC source through the 12 volt power connector, which can also accept any voltage coming in from solar panels, a wind turbine, even if you have a water wheel, the generator, anything that can spin, that can produce electricity for you, basically you can recharge these off of. So I would say that these would be great for people that have smaller campers. We haven't tried that out on any camping type trips yet, but that's definitely in the future. So that concludes this video. I think that's pretty much all I can think of. So thank you for tuning in, and thank you for the support of the Frontier Geek channel. And we will continue to bring you content as it becomes available. FG signing off.